Okay, so as soon as I sat down, I dropped my palette on myself and got all over my shirt and my sweater, but it took me 30 minutes to pick out a shirt for this video, so I'm not changing. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Welcome! So today's video I'm going to be talking all about my favorite drugstore beauty products, and a lot of people always ask me for recommendations for beginners for products, and so I think that all of these products are something that a beginner can use, and they're mostly just things that I use on a regular basis myself. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we're going to talk about foundation. My number one all-time favorite foundation, high-end, drugstore, doesn't matter, this is it right here, the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. And I am in warm tones, and I'm in warm 3 or warm 5, depending on how tan I am at the time. So the reason I like this is because no matter what you're using to apply it, it just blends on so smoothly. My favorite thing to use to apply it is my Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. Anytime anybody asks me for a recommendation on foundation, I always tell them L'Oreal True Match. And another thing that I like about True Match is on the top of every bottle, it has either a W, an N, or a C for warm, neutral, or cool, and then also a number, which identifies how dark the actual foundation is. And it makes it so easy for somebody that's a beginner to find a foundation that works for them, because once you identify what your undertone is, whether it be warm, cool, or neutral, then you can figure out which foundation works for you. And so I really like that. It makes it really easy for beginners. Another foundation I would recommend is the Revlon 24-Hour Whip Foundation. And I love this, just like the True Match, it goes on super smooth. This is actually something I mentioned in my February favorites video. And so I'll go ahead and link that video down below for you. That way you can get a little bit more information about this, but it's just basically a whipped foundation, and I wouldn't say it lasts a full 24 hours, maybe like 10 to 12, but still, this is one of my all-time favorites. It's a little bit thicker, so maybe not necessarily something that's great for beginners because it's going to seem a little overwhelming at first if you're not used to wearing foundation, but it's still a very good product. If you're not a big foundation person, if you're more of a powder person, then a drugstore product that I would absolutely recommend is Neutrogena pressed face powders. I have been using these for probably 7 or 8 years now. Obviously, this one has gotten a lot of use out of it. And this is the mineral pressed powder. And so the thing I like about the mineral powders is they're really finely milled, and of course it comes with a sponge, you know, but I feel like those harbor bacteria and that scares me, so I usually throw it away and use a brush. So this is definitely something I would recommend. You can build up your coverage with this, whether you want sheer or light or medium coverage. This is a great powder. If you know me, you know that I think that everybody needs a good concealer, and when it comes to picking one out, it can be very difficult. You're presented with a lot of options no matter where you go or what brand you choose. So the number one drugstore brand that I would choose for anyone is NYX. And this is like a $5 or $6 foundation. And this is in probably the lightest color I think they even have. This is the NYX HD Concealer. And you can see it's just a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And I like to use this particularly for my under eye area. I like to use a lighter color under my eyes because I feel like it helps me look more well rested. So if you're looking for a good drugstore concealer, this is great, not just for the under eye area, but for any sort of blemishes or dark spots you might have, or any redness. This covers it up really well. Okay, moving on to some eye products. If you've seen a couple of my past videos, you would know that I love the L'Oreal Infallible Blackbuster eyeliner. It is a magic marker type tip, and it has the fine tip, but it also has the thicker sides. That way you can decide how thick you want your line to be with this. I love this. It stays all day long, even without an eye primer. So this is my number one recommendation as far as eyeliners go. I don't usually use pencil eyeliners unless it's for just my waterline or to tightline. So I'm always using either a liquid or a gel eyeliner, and this is my number one recommendation right now for a liquid. I will also link my liquid eyeliner video down below for you. That way, if you need help learning how to apply it, you can always refer to that. You're going to notice a theme here. Basically, my number one drugstore brand is L'Oreal. If I had to choose any one drugstore brand to use for the rest of my life, it would definitely be L'Oreal. Every one of their products I feel like I tried lately are just phenomenal. They're so smooth. The quality is amazing. Even though you're paying less, you're really not sacrificing in quality. Anyhow, this is the L'Oreal Lash Out Butterfly Mascara, and I mentioned this in my mascara video. It's the one I use pretty much every time I'm not wearing false lashes. And it has a rubber brush, and some of the bristles, it has a couple columns of bristles that curve downward, which make it really easy to use those bristles to get in the inner and outer corners of your eye. And I really like this mascara. It's very black and it doesn't flake off. I've never noticed it flaking. I've never had to wipe it off or anything like that. So, loving this. Surprise! I have some L'Oreal eyeshadows. These are amazing. I have these in 4 different colors. These are the Infallible eyeshadows. I have colors that I feel like complement my eyes the most. I have a reddish, which is Glistening Garnet, a green, which is Golden Sage, and then a darker blue that I like to use for a smoky blue eye. And then the one that I really want to talk about is this L'Oreal Infallible Iced Latte color. And this is a dupe for Stila's Kitten, but it's maybe 30% of the price of Stila's Kitten. And because of this color and because of how fine the formula is, you can use it not just as an eyeshadow, but as a highlighter for your face too, whether it be your cheekbones or your cupid's bow, your nose, wherever you like to highlight on your face. This will do it for you as well. And I had to search for this forever. Every time I went to go buy this product, it was always sold out. So I'm so glad that I got it. I use it all the time. Next up, we're going to talk about my obsession lip products. Recently, I got this lipstick because I felt like it probably wasn't going to be anything special, but it was just something that I can throw on really quick on a day that I'm not wearing very much makeup. But I ended up actually really, really loving it. It's this nice pale pink color, but it's not too pale, so it doesn't wash me out. And I really like this formula because it's very shiny and it's very balmy. It goes on really smooth and creamy. So I've actually ended up using this lipstick way more than I thought I initially would because the formula is so nice. Next up, I'm going to talk about my current favorite red lipstick. This is in the color British Red, also L'Oreal. And every time I wear this lipstick, I get so many compliments on the color. You could see it's just a nice bright red. And the thing about reds like this is they look good on anybody with any skin tone. It doesn't matter if you have dark skin or fair skin, whatever, it doesn't matter. This red is amazing, and of course it stains your lips just a little bit, which I like because then you don't have to reapply constantly. And another thing about this formula is it doesn't, I don't even know if there's a word for it, but throughout the day when you have lipstick on your lips, it kind of like, it goes in the lines and it kind of flakes your, I don't know, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this formula doesn't do that. So you need one. That is why I'm loving this. And I got it actually in another color. This is in the color Raspberry Rush. A very bright pinky red. I actually wore this color recently in some photos that I posted on Instagram when I was on a small vacation with my boyfriend, and I got so many questions about what I was wearing on my lips. So that is it, L'Oreal Raspberry Rush, and this is the color Riche line. So I'm sorry I didn't know that in advance, but I have too many lipsticks to keep track. You guys, for reals, you cannot go wrong with drugstore brands. If you find a product that works for you, it doesn't matter if it costs you $3 or $30. Just stick with it and own it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about the products that I mentioned, go ahead and leave them in the comment bar below. I'm going to list every product that I mentioned today in the description bar. I'm also going to link my eyeliner video, mascara video, and my February favorites videos. So if you'd like to watch those, the links will be below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.